Well, Russ, Chesterfield was always going to be a decent test, wasn't it? But I thought for an hour or so you were banging it, really.
Yeah, I thought we were competitive throughout the day, and like I said, post-match, I think just the quality shone through really at the end of the day. So, listen, pleased with aspects of the game, and we'll quickly move on. Full respect to Chesterfield, best team in the league, and I think anyone who finishes above them will win it.
Yeah, I think, and most people would say they are a force to be reckoned with at this level, aren't they?
Oh, for sure. Listen, they've got a league squad, very competitive, and when you're up there and you can add. I'm sure they'll add in January as well, and to try and tie it up. So, listen, it's gone now. We were good for a good hour. Still disappointed we lost the game, obviously, because I thought we were really competitive and we had a chance to go 2-1 up. But listen, it's done. We'll move on.
And you move on to another very attractive game. I guess the Chesterfield game was a good one to have in the lead into Fleetwood, really.
Yeah, quite similar actually. Good profile players. Listen, we're playing against a League One outfit who brought in a new manager. Kind of picked up a little bit as well with the results. But I went to watch them the other night, and it's a fantastic game against Blackpool. Real good derby, good atmosphere. And we've got to kind of make it like that on Sunday. Do I believe we can win the game in a one-off event? Yes, I do. So we'll be looking to do that on Sunday.
And the crowds at Agworth this season generally have held up very well and have been supportive as well.
Yeah, they have. I think because we have been competitive, it's still there. I think fans are believing we can get out of the position we're in. I certainly believe that. So listen, they're supporting me and the team, and that's great. And hopefully, we'll turn the corner, which I think we have done, and start picking up results very soon.
I saw you up at Altrincham, and I thought that was a very good performance against a decent Altrincham side. They did look decent that night, I thought. As you say, you play well against Chesterfield. There must be that feeling that things are starting to head in the right direction.
I think so. Should have got something from Halifax the week before, and then the 2 games before that we won. So you have to take these positives. There's no point in me saying, yeah, we're bottom of the league and we've been crap and all this. The signs there, and we're in the mix. And listen, we know we need points. There's no hiding place, and to get points you need performances first and foremost. I think they're there in phases. We need to do for a lot longer.
I mentioned this to Jimmy when I spoke to him the other week. If you look at the season as a whole, probably Gateshead away, you were played off the pitch, if we're being honest. They were a good side. First half at Ebbsfleet was poor, but you've been in virtually every other game and haven't necessarily got results, obviously. How much of a frustration is that? Yeah,
it's frustrating, but it's also lack of discipline and performance levels throughout the 90, really. You can't keep saying that all year. We've been in the game. It's a positive to have, because that's what we've got to build on. I know we're not far away. The level's very strong, very competitive, and I know when teams come to us, they know they're in for a game, but we've got to start turning those performances into a few more points, really. I do believe we're 6 or 7 points short of where I believe we should be, and we haven't quite had the rub of the green. And if we did have those points, we're comfortable mid-table. So listen, I've got nothing to fear for the remaining 28 games of the season. But like I say, it's a results business, and we need to pick up those points.
Going into Fleetwood then, do you approach this any differently, given that, by definition, they're a better side? They're 2 levels above, on paper at least, they're a better side. Is there a different approach to this?
Good question. There is a different approach, yeah, because none of us want to replay in 10 days' time, so we're going all out to win the game. We've got to be competitive. We don't want to be losing the game or out of sight within the first 20-30 minutes, so there is a game plan. But they've got vulnerabilities as well. They're at the wrong end of the table like ourselves in their own respective league, and they haven't won enough games this season. So listen, 2-0 up comfortable the other day, and we're 3-2 down 15 minutes later. We have to jump on those kind of situations.
It is one of the great cliches in football that the FA Cup, of course, is a leveller. I mean, but it's probably a cliche because it's true to a degree. Look what you did to West Ham a couple of years ago.
Well, exactly, and Reading, which everyone keeps forgetting about. But I think all the pressures on Lee and his team on Saturday. We'll show them on Sunday. We'll show them big respect, and we'll welcome them with open arms. But at the end of the day, we're both looking to win the game. So I think it'd be a great, fantastic, entertaining game.
In terms of your injury situation, you've had more than your fair share this season. I mean, good news that Matt Preston is seemingly on the way back. He's been on the bench a couple of times now. How are you doing overall on that front?
Better. It's been really frustrating. I know all the clubs have got their own situations, but yeah, it's been really frustrating because I feel with a real competitive group and the numbers, we could be talking a little bit differently, but we're not. So Matty's back now on the training field. Jack Lambert's now back on the training field. Shane Bird's now running. So these are big players for us, and the quicker they're back, the better.
Well, you mentioned Czech Lambert there. I mean, we thought he may be out for quite a long time, so that's obviously a rapid improvement.
Yeah, he's 4 weeks closer, which is testament to him and the rehabilitation side of things. But you know, he won't be available this weekend, but he certainly could be available for Aldershot if things are going the way they are.
And you mentioned Shane as well. Obviously, that's been a long one. It was always going to be a long one, but he seems in good spirits. Just spoke to him now as he went past. Have you got a time frame on him at all?
End of November, early December. I think that's realistic, and that's to play. So, one thing we can't do is bring him back a week or 2 weeks early, and then we lose him again. He now has to play from now to the end of the season, you know, with a little bit of luck. And he will, like I said, he's our captain, and he'll improve us.
Final point, obviously Bailey Hobson couldn't play against Chesterfield as his parent club. Just remind me, what's the FA Cup situation with him?
We're still waiting for approval. If we get that from the club, but at the end of the day, he's not our player. So you know, we'll fully respect all parent clubs for our loan players. And like I said, I think the Kidderminster in the FA Cup is not the parent club's priority. So they need to look after themselves, which I totally respect.
It's great, Russ. Thank you.
Just lastly on the FA Cup, I know probably a couple of months or so after West Ham and Reading and all that was shut down, and it's not something we've all talked about every week in and around the club. But for these occasions, FA Cup games, you want fans and everyone else to be thinking about those memories, because that's hopefully what contributes towards another occasion, isn't it?
Well, we're not. I mean, you're 90 minutes away from a big upset on Sunday, and that's how we've got to look at things. You can kind of take the pressures away from the league. That would deal with itself going into Aldershot, the pressure of getting points and the business side of things. But you know, it's got a different feel to it this year because we haven't won 4 games to get where we need to be now. But in a way, that's the reward of getting promoted last year. You know, all the big clubs in non-league deserve to be at the first round because they're playing higher than anybody else. So it feels a little bit differently that we're playing Fleetwood within 1 game. But I'm expecting a good crowd on a Sunday. The cameras are all there, and it's got to be bouncing, and we're looking to upset the pack.